你的英语是不是很不礼貌？ What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to talk about why your English sounds impolite. Before we jump in, just remember, 我爱你们. If you love me too, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Leave a like and a message below. I would greatly appreciate it. Regardless of what language you're learning, we all have a tendency to accidentally sound impolite. Fortunately for me, my wife was able to train me on how to speak Chinese more politely because she said I always spoke too directly. So learning phrases like 不好意思,是这样子,麻烦你,辛苦了 all helped me not to offend the person I was talking to. It's the same in all languages. We need to learn the cultural nuances. There's a great word for you, nuance. The small unspoken things that make a huge difference. Have no fear, Mike Lauscher is here to make sure your English never sounds rude again. Let's start off with the basics. Please and thank you. These are the magic words in English. We call them magic words because although short and simple, they go a long way in helping you get what you want or what you need. Now, of course, thank you or 谢谢 is very, very common in Chinese. Perhaps it's even more common in Chinese than English. But it would be a bit strange to say 请 at the beginning of every sentence in Chinese. 请给我,请听我,请让我过去. It's not wrong, it's maybe just a little more formal in Chinese. But in English, please is part of our daily communication, no matter if you're talking to a family member or a stranger. Xiao Mai knows he can't get what he wants unless he says the magic words.
More cheese.
More cheese? What do you say?
Cheese. Cheese, please.
Okay, there you go.
And.
Oh, yeah. And of course, don't forget, excuse me, or in British English, pardon. Pardon me? Say them as much as you can. You can't say them enough. In the USA, there are a few subjects that are a little taboo when compared to China. Generally, we don't ask people about their personal appearance. I see you've gained some weight. Oh, how old are you? Other things are quite personal. Are you married yet? What's your salary? These things may be a bit awkward as conversation topics. People in the US actually love to talk about religion and politics, but they often have very strong opinions, so you need to be prepared for a heated debate. If you're not, then you can avoid them. Alright, so those are the simple things, the basics, but there are a few other nuances or some big keys to making sure your English doesn't sound rude. Number one, don't command, suggest. Even if you are the boss, it's still best to avoid commanding people. Instead, say what you want them to do as a suggestion. The command is implied in the suggestion because the worker-boss relationship is clear. The same goes for a worker-customer interaction. Just because you're the customer doesn't mean you should command people. For example, listen to what I'm going to tell you. This is a command. You might want to listen to what I'm going to tell you. This is a suggestion. And I suggest if you need an online language school that you can access from the comfort of your own home, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then you need to click on that link below and check out Lingoda. Right now you can try Lingoda for free for 1 week, which includes 3 one-hour classes. Just click on choose your plan, go down here to start free 7-day trial. You can choose any language you want. Let's go with English. You can choose 1 hour a week to maintain, 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week to improve a lot, or full immersion with 20 hours a week. Let's go 3 hours a week. You can then choose a group class of 3 to 5 students or a one-on-one private class. Let's do group class. Then you just sign up for Lingoda, enter your payment information, and enjoy your 3 free lessons. Also, when you sign up, make sure to enter my voucher code below to get 20 euros off your first month. Now, if you decide you love Lingoda, you don't have to do anything. The payment will come out automatically after the 7-day trial period, minus the 20 euro discount. If you find it's just not for you, then just cancel before the end of the 7-day trial period. Remember that all of Lingoda's teachers are native speakers, they're certified teachers, and this is why Lingoda has become one of the world's most trusted online language schools. One of the great parts is you get to keep all the learning materials when you're done. And now with the new improved look of Lingoda, they've added quizzes and homework for continued study when you're not in class with your teacher. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Click the link below. Try your free week of Lingoda. Boost your English fluency today. In English, when we want to suggest things and not command them, we need to use modal verbs. Modal verbs help soften the speaker's tone and help you sound much more mild and polite. The English modal verbs include must, shall, will, should, would, can, could, may, and might. Simply put, I want becomes I would like. We will becomes we could. It may seem like you're giving the other person a choice, but in most situations, the command is still implied. So instead of I want the red iPhone, it becomes I would like the red iPhone. And of course, feel free to add please. I would like the red iPhone, please. We will meet at 7 p.m. becomes 你说 We could meet at 7 p.m. Tell me about the history of Shanghai. I would like to know about the history of Shanghai, please. The second big key, ask more questions instead of using sentences. And of course, don't forget your modal verbs. Let's look at the example, tell me how to get to the airport. There are many ways to make this sound more polite and in the form of a question. Could you, will you tell me how to get to the airport? Do you mind? Would you mind? Do you mind telling me how to get to the airport? Do you know? Do you know how to get to the airport? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how to get to the airport? Would it be possible to tell me how to get to the airport? Is there any chance you could tell me how to get to the airport? As you can see, asking a question softens the tone, as does adding modal verbs. You don't have to add a modal verb, but it does help to soften it even further than just asking a question. Let's look at some other examples. Finish the presentation becomes, can you finish the presentation? I need help with this homework becomes, will you help me with this homework? Go to the convenience store and buy me a coffee becomes, could you go to the convenience store and buy me a coffee, please? Alright, the third and probably the most difficult key to having polite English, being indirect. Learning how to be indirect is an art, whether you're speaking Chinese or English. But speaking this way is almost essential unless you don't mind sounding rude all the time. Let's look at some examples. Go away. Could you give me a minute alone, please? Can we talk a little later? That's a bad idea. I have a few concerns about that. I'm not sure that's a good idea. You're wrong. I think you might be mistaken. I'm not sure about that. This food is terrible. This isn't my favorite dish. I wouldn't order this dish again. Teacher Mike, you didn't explain the lesson very well. Teacher Mike, I didn't understand the lesson very well. This work is all wrong. This work could use some improvement. You need to do this now. Thanks in advance for your help. I don't want to do that. Thanks, but I'd rather not. That leads me into the fourth key, how to say no politely. Just say no, right? Could you get me a coffee from the convenience store? No. What do you mean no? I'm your boss. No. Please? No. Okay, you're fired. What? Why? No one likes to hear the word no in English, so let's learn how to refuse someone politely. I'm afraid I can't. Sorry, I'm busy. Sorry, I have a doctor's appointment then. Maybe some other time? I wish I could, but I have a soccer game. I would love to, but I have other plans. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm sorry to say I'm not free tomorrow. I'm really sorry, but I just don't like you. Just kidding, that's still really rude. Thanks for asking, but I'll be out of town. That sounds great, but I need to watch my son. Can we do it some other time? So there we go. Everything you need to know about not being rude in English. Don't be rude. Click the link below. Check out Lingoda for free for 1 week. And make sure you take advantage of that €20 discount code as well. Leave me a message below. Let me know if I missed anything. And please share a situation that you've had where you are speaking English very rudely and didn't know it. That's all for now. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. 我是麦克老师，下次再见。